Please do press the bell icon after subscribing to the channel, cause I have lots of interesting stories to tell you. It would be great if you like and share the video as well.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I woke up late thanks to me forgetting to set up my alarm the night before. When I saw 7 a.m. on the clock, I sprang out of bed and began pulling my clothes on furiously. I needed to be at my bus stop by 7:05, so that meant I had no time to have breakfast today. I hurriedly scooped my books and worksheets into my backpack and dashed down the stairs and out of the front door. There was my bus. The last kid got on board before the bus took off. I hastened my sprint as the bus began pulling off, but the driver sped up and I was left behind, dejected, listless, and without a mode of transportation. My school was about 20 minutes away from the bus stop. I had no money and had never really ridden the public bus. My 10-year-old mind was in a complete state of panic. I knew my mom would kill me if she found out from my teacher that I had skipped school. For around 10 to 15 minutes, I was standing over there, puzzled, thinking what to do next. I looked up and noticed a car pull up in front of me. The driver's window was already rolled down and I could see a middle-aged man sitting in the driver's seat, gazing at me. He flashed me a toothless smile before speaking.
"What's wrong, kid?"
"I missed my bus," I said with an air of defeat. The man stared at me for a moment before responding.
"You need a ride?"
I had been taught to never talk to or accept rides from strangers. Still, I was a desperate 10-year-old who didn't want to get into trouble for missing school. "Yeah," I said. I hopped in and slammed the door behind me. The inside of the man's car was filthy. There were cans and old food packages on the back seat, and the smell was overwhelming. I coughed and reached to let down the window.
"Sorry, kid. The window doesn't work and neither does the door from the inside,"
said the man. I looked at the man who was looking at me intently. There was a hint of glee in his dark eyes, and I was beginning to feel very uncomfortable.
"Where do you go to school?"
he asked, and I told him. The man smiled again and began driving. When I looked at the driver's seat closely, I saw what appeared to be a little girl's rainbow-colored bracelet hanging on it. My uneasiness was out of control, and though I tried to look away quickly, the old man caught me looking at it.
"Oh, this. It was my daughter, Jessica's. She's no more now. I think about her every day."
I stared out of the window to notice that the man was going in a completely different direction than what my bus usually takes. What happened to her?" I asked numbly. The old man was quiet for a few seconds before answering.
"Well, she passed away in a car accident. The roads are dangerous, you know, especially in this town."
My heartbeat was increasing by the second. I wondered if the old man had been lying about the door not working. I was strongly considering yanking at it anyway.
"How old are you, young lady?"
the man asked. 10, I replied quickly, trying to hide my nervousness, but failing miserably.
"That's how old my Jessica was when she passed."
I looked out of the window and I felt relieved. We were on the street my school was on. How could have we gotten here so quickly? The man might have taken some kind of shortcut, I muttered to myself. The car pulled down in front of my school. The man hopped out and walked over to my side and opened the door for me. I climbed out of the car and said, "Thank you for the ride, sir." The man nodded and gave me another smile. He got back into the car and drove away. I watched him go, wondering what the hell had just happened. What had my 10-year-old intuition been telling me? This man was clearly harmless, or else I probably wouldn't be at school right now. I shook my head and walked into the building. To my surprise, all the teachers were crying. I didn't find out why until a while later. My bus had never made it to the school. A car had hopped unexpectedly into the bus driver's lane, and he had swerved hard, causing the bus to topple over the side of the bridge. There were no survivors. The next morning, I was reading the newspaper. There was news about the accident of my school bus. There were photos and names of the students and the bus driver who lost their lives in the accident. I was sad looking at the pictures and reading their names. There was also a picture of the car driver and his daughter whose car bumped onto my school bus. I was shocked to see the picture of the car driver. It was the same man who gave me a ride to my school in his car yesterday. I remember him telling me that his daughter had died in a car accident. I looked at the name of his daughter. It was Jessica. I just realized that the man who dropped me at my school was already dead.